You've bought a game called The Elder Scrolls Online. You jump in for the first time, and you're feeling slightly overwhelmed. Well, that's only natural. ESO is a massive game, with so much content and so many things to do and look out for. Well, I aim to help you with your first day, giving you some advice and tips on how to have a successful day one. So before we get started, hit that like button and smash subscribe. Your support is always very much appreciated. There are a few things I'm going to go through which I personally believe will assist and help a good majority of the new player base. There are things that I wish I knew from the get-go, things that I've done and I know work, and also some handy tips that might help you get going. So, we're going to start with crafting materials. I know, crafting materials is very vague. So what do I mean by it? As you explore your first zone, wherever that may be, Necrom, Vardenfell, Bleak Rock, Stroh's Mackay, or maybe Canarthi's Roost, you'll come across plenty of crafting materials. They will belong to any of the crafts: blacksmithing, woodworking, clothing, alchemy, enchanting, provisioning, jewellery crafting, although jewellery crafting requires Somerset. You might be wondering, do I pick this stuff up? Is it useful? Will I even need it? The answer is yes, yes, and definitely yes. Now, to be honest, you might say, well, my friend, who has played this game longer than I have, will craft me all I need, so why do I need the materials myself? And that's a fair enough point, but they may require compensation either in materials or gold. However, let's go with the idea that none of us have friends. Yeah. Pretend. Anyway, you'll need this stuff, seriously. If not now, then eventually, because as you level up and reach harder content, you'll need armor sets, potions, food and enchantments. So all of these materials will be used to not only level your crafts, but also be used to make things later on for you, especially for alchemy, enchanting and provisioning. Yeah, sounds great and all, but how am I going to manage that with only 60 slots in my inventory? That's a good point. So let's talk about inventory management. Even on day one, it's important to learn how to manage your inventory. To start with, you have your daily mount upgrade. If you head to the stables of any main zone city, you'll find an NPC you can talk to. They will allow you to upgrade one of the following 3 attributes once per day. Speed, which increases your overall mount speed. Stamina, which affects how long you can sprint for. And lastly, the most important, and the one we're focusing on, carry capacity, which is a fancy term for inventory space. Each upgrade will increase your inventory space by 1. I know this isn't a lot, but after 10 days, you would have gone from 60 to 70, only paying a measly 250 gold a day. You can pay the pack merchant a visit if you have enough gold. This NPC will allow you to increase your inventory space by a whopping 10 spaces at a time. However, the cost goes up by quite a lot. For example, the first 10 spaces you buy costs less than 1,000 gold. However, a good few purchases later, you'll be paying closer to 50,000. But if you have the gold, it's a great way to be able to carry more. And lastly, your personal bank. It's like a second inventory, but of course, when you're out adventuring, you won't have access to these items, nor will you have these items on you. This again can be upgraded for a fee of gold to hold even more of your precious valuables. I want to talk about being social within ESO. Now don't let this frighten you, but we are going to talk about guilds. Guilds are social hubs within ESO. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of guilds to pick and join within the game. So search the guild finder until you find one that suits your needs, because every guild is different. They will focus on specific areas of the game, or maybe dabble in all of them. So how will joining a guild help you on your day one? Well, simply put, other players. If you're in a large guild and require help with a particular quest, maybe with a craft, or you have just a general question, they will help you. Simply type in your guild chat and have a jolly chinwag with them. It's what guilds are for. You also have the benefits of a guild trader. These are merchants for players, where you can sell any unwanted items to other players and make it a little more official rather than spamming WTS in zone chats. This can make you a ton of gold if done correctly. Now lastly, I want to show off something that I did that really helped me when I transitioned to PC from Xbox, and it made me a ton of gold at the early levels of 10 to 15. And that is fishing. I bet the more experienced players know exactly where I'm going with this, but for the newer community, I'll explain. So right back at the beginning, I said that you should be picking up loads of crafting materials, and because of that, you should have picked up a little byproduct, fishing bait, in the form of worms, crawlers, guts, and insect parts. Now, when used in the correct waters, you'll end up getting fish. Normal, standard fish. Well, how is fishing for boring old fish gonna help me? It's what you could end up getting while fishing that's the golden ticket, I suppose quite literally. When you fillet your fish, you have a very low chance to receive what's called perfect roe. It's a gold leveled provisioning item. This can sell anywhere between 60,000 and 100,000 gold in guild traders. When I started, I was lucky enough to receive 3 to 4 perfect roe in one day. I put them up for sale at 60,000 gold each. The next day I came online, I was 240,000 gold richer, which went straight into inventory and bank upgrades. There we have it. Some helpful tips and tricks for those brand new players jumping into the Elder Scrolls Online for the very first time. I hope this has helped in some way, and perhaps you even attempt some of the things I mentioned. Don't forget guys to leave a like and subscribe, it really does help me out a lot. Also, if you haven't already, check out my social media. I'll see you all next time.